5.
Wait, are we gonna actually watch it?
Quiet.
4. 3. Wait, should we go back? 2.
5.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Quad Mid Podcast. Moments after E3 finished up for summer 2018. My name is Magic. I'm joined alongside with my trusty compadres in the Quad Mid crew. We're going to go down the line and introduce everybody so we can get that out of the way and get right into the action. From left to right, we've got Sean, SK Resist. Sean, how you doing tonight?
I am good.
Next down the line, we've got Thaddeus, Wild Cucumber Abel. Tad, how you doing?
Hail and well met, my fellow podcast listeners.
All right, that's a little cringy. Next, going on the line, we have
Nerd.
we have Rack the Jester, Dylan, but mainly just Rack. Dylan, what's up, my man?
The usual, man. Everything's good.
That's what I like to hear, Dylan. Good to have you on the podcast. It's been a while. And returning after the last episode he was on was the most viewed video on our channel for a while until Slut Game came along. Ladies and gentlemen, he needs no introduction, but he's getting one anyways. The powerful pony, Ryder Schwieger. Ryder.
Thank you. You know, I appreciate that. You also forgot to mention I'm the most jack tan and juicy motherfucker on this podcast, but I appreciate it.
All right.
You know, so we're ready. We're hyped. E3 just got over. I'm super stoked about a lot of these games. Let's dig into it. I'm going to say a lot of things you guys are not going to agree with me on, but I hope you love it. So that's sit back, relax, and enjoy.
That's what it's all about.
Thank you.
We're gonna start.
Most we deserve.
We're gonna start in kind of chronological order from the way things presented. And on your screen here, you see obviously the new Halo was announced. Just gonna go on. Let's just do a quick reaction here. How is everybody feeling about the new Halo? I know a lot of us haven't really gotten into the franchise in a few years, but it does have roots deep into what we're playing. Ryder, or whoever turned on your webcam, I'm gonna have to ask you to turn it off.
Not me.
All right, what are our thoughts on Halo? What are our thoughts on Halo, though, boys?
Guys, let me tell you what I'm thinking here. We got trees, we got mountains, we got Master Chief's helmet. That's enough for me. And we got a logo, we got a name. Halo Infinite. Fantastic, great name. I wouldn't change it for the world. It could mean a lot of different things. It could suck. It could be great. I'm stoked. What about you boys?
Thumbs down.
Well,
Yeah, I don't
excited.
know. I'm not
excited for Halo anymore.
I'm not too big of a Halo guy here. I guess it's been a while. I played Reach and I played Halo 4 a little bit. I didn't have.
You played one good and one really bad one. So
Yeah, I didn't get into the Halo franchise until later on, but I know Sean played it a lot.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Campaigns a lot.
Oh, yeah, I played the shit out of Halos 1, 2, and 3.
oh yeah,
ODST was okay. Reach was pretty good.
Reach was brilliant.
But after Reach, I think it's all just kind of...
Yeah, once it started getting the weird alien things and the guns started not seeming to make sense. When I say aliens, I'm not talking about, the regular ones we always see. I'm talking about these extraterrestrial guardian robotic-looking motherfuckers. I mean, it just didn't work.
The AI ones?
Yeah, the ones controlled in 4 and 5. They were not my favorite. I didn't like them. I didn't like the guns. I didn't like the enemies.
I never even played 5.
You haven't?
5?
No, 4 was...
5 to 6 hours to beat.
To get the full story in 4, you had to read a book before playing the game. Like... It's fine if you want to add extra lore, to your thing, but...
Do it after the game.
Would this be Halo 5 technically, or Halo 6?
This is Halo 4.
I mean, there's so many... No, because there's
This is even 5, technically. They called it...
Well, there already was 5. But there was 3, then there was 3 ODST, and then there was Reach, and then there was Halo 4, and then there was Halo 5.
ODST.
So this is just one of those unnumbered ones.
Halo 5 was the one that came with the animated short of how Master Chief grew up as a kid when he was kidnapped and with all the other Spartans.
Yeah.
And how he became a Spartan.
Dude, you want to know how he became a Spartan? Let me tell you guys. 1 sack of Roida rice. Instant Spartan.
What's
Send
that?
your donations now.
Now we know.
Never heard
Let's
of
not
that
get into that.
Florida rice is the most
Sorry.
high-octane rice and food source in the world, turning you from a average Joe to someone who works out at Globo Gym. That's what I'm talking about.
Never. What is that?
Someone send them the link, please.
Doesn't Planet Fitness provide Rider Rice?
No, it doesn't. It definitely does not. Nope. No gym.
So is this like an
Besides-
apparel line or something?
Nope. It's a supplement meal plan. Yeah.
So it's like
Instead
an
of you-
appetizer?
No, this is a lifelong meal.
It's a
You have
dessert.
this. No. It's a main
So it
course.
is an
It's
appetizer.
a main thing. Nope.
It's a
Main
snack.
course.
Oh.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're all wondering here.
If we could get back
You
to
know-
the point on Halo, though, I think I am excited for the game just in the campaign aspect. I've
Yeah.
always been a big fan of the story, not so much the multiplayer, but that's basically because I didn't like the multiplayer gameplay itself.
It will
But
be.
the storyline itself was really cool, and I did enjoy that. I'm looking forward to where they go with it.
It will be interesting to see how they, if they're able to revive the series. Not that it's dead by any means. I mean, they started the
Oh,
entire.
it's failing. It's failing. That's.
I mean, it's failing, but like they started the whole trailer with it because it's still the history of the game. It's got so much hype, obviously. But
It's like Call of Duty all over
moving,
again.
I guess moving down the line with Microsoft games here, they showed off Fallout 76 a little bit in their trailer. I've got some gameplay, I believe, on screen here. But I guess what are you guys' thoughts on Fallout overall and just the way they structured the game?
I think they turned it into another Elder Scrolls Online.
You mean thoughts on Fallout or thoughts on Fallout 76? Because those
Yeah,
are two
that's a good
very
point.
different
Yeah,
things.
That's true. You gotta
Fallout
specify here.
76. Honestly, watching the trailer right now and me not knowing what the title of the game was, it looks like Metro, which I actually think this is Metro.
So
Have you played Elder Scrolls Online at all, Ryder?
Negative. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Well,
bad.
Think of an MMORPG, but first-person shooter, right?
I mean, it can work.
Think of it. Okay, I guess I could. What would be a good example? To have like a World of Warcraft, but Fallout style.
I mean, I don't think Ryder's ever played an MMO.
That's true.
RuneScape, maybe, but
I've
that's
played
probably about it. Here's the deal. Fallout made a name for itself by being a first-person shooter role-playing game, and it really hinged on that role-playing element of playing the game your way. The reason Fallout 4 was received poorly in compared to Fallout 3 in New Vegas was because it wasn't a very good role-playing game. The first-person shooter aspects of it were phenomenal. It was a great FPS. It was not a very good role-playing game. And, I mean, there's the dialogue and all that stuff. That's a topic for another podcast. But I think in order to be a good Fallout game, it has to be a good RPG. Now, when I first saw it, I was really disappointed because I don't see it. I don't see an online Fallout working. However, I think I want it to be good so much that I'm obviously willing to try it. And I don't know. I want it to be good, but I thought the Elder Scrolls Online was going to be fantastic, and then it was just boring.
I guess
And I'm
I don't
worried
know.
that's
Yeah.
what Fallout
Yeah.
76 will be.
I
It's a
guess-
great idea,
yeah.
but boring.
Who knows? Maybe they've waited and they saw how other games kind of failed with that. Like you're saying, Elder Scrolls just flopped. I mean, that's what it did. It came out, it rushed it, it thought this is the thing, this is gonna be a new thing, guys, and then everyone hated it. So maybe Fallout 76 they might have learned from the other people's mistakes, and you don't know. I mean, I always say
They'd
try
have
and
to
give them
learn
a
from
chance.
their own mistake of Elder Scrolls Online, though, too.
Yeah. I mean,
that's true.
I'm optimistic, but I'm not
Yeah,
getting
it
my
would-
hopes up.
It would be
Yeah.
cool to see it be successful
yeah.
and see how they
Definitely.
might change things from their first attempt.
Definitely not pre-ordering this one.
No, definitely not in the
You have to
in the
have
book.
quite a high amount of hopes for that to pre-order.
Yeah.
There's just not enough knowledge or information right now to have a good basis on pre-ordering that, but
I guess
it does
to
look
speak
interesting, I guess.
to speak from somebody who actually is pretty neutral about it, I gotta say I am actually excited. I've never been a huge Fallout guy. I bought Fallout 4 with the hype train, and I was kind of not. I was kind of disappointed. I got bored really quick. I'm a huge multiplayer guy. For those who aren't familiar with the cast, I'm all about playing with friends and just interacting in that's realm of things. So for me, I guess this is like a Fallout in this perspective is something that actually looks pretty interesting to me, right? Because it's open world, it's with your friends, and then I love the universe. Like with all these games, like the universe and the lore and the story they build behind it just sounds so cool. But when I explore it by myself, I get bored. I just don't get that same connection to AI and bosses and just computer generated challenges that I do with friends that I can, talk about and make memories with. And so I think Fallout's done a good job of reaching that fan base that likes playing solo games by themselves, and they've got a good base of games where if you want to play Fallout by yourself, they've got how many games to do so. But that they haven't really created a format where you can connect and play online with friends in this universe. And I think Fallout 76 is a great opportunity to do that, and it brings in players like myself who really haven't given the series enough time that it deserves based on the work they put in. And I mean, it's a beautiful looking game. I just think without a multiplayer facet, it hasn't been interesting to me. I guess
Magic, I like where you're going with the whole thing about wanting to play with friends and everything. I want to know, do you think this game is gonna make it, bring that nostalgia back of staying up late with your friends, grinding the game out, having a good time, where you're at work and all you think about is you're looking at your buddy like, dude, I cannot wait till I'm off of work so we can go home and play some video games. Like, I want a game that makes me feel like that again. I mean, I have not found a game like that since, gosh darn, Zombies, Call of Duty was just started, or any of that late night jam sessions with your friends. It just I can't find a game that does that anymore.
Shout out to jam sessions.
Shout out to Monster Energy. We're gonna get our sponsors out of the way real quick here. Monster Energy.
Oh, they didn't pay. They didn't pay.
They didn't pay.
It is generically sponsored beverage until they pay. I guess the round out Fallout here. We're gonna take a call in a second here. But Sean, did you have any thoughts on it? I know you're kind of in the same boat as I am, where you haven't been a huge player of the series. But did it catch your eye, or is it kind of something that's gonna come and go without you batting an eye too much? Sean?
Alrighty.
Mike was muted. I had thoughts on Halo. I didn't have any on Fallout. I've never played it, so.
So we're just yelling at us with a muted mic, like, guys, Halo, it's good. I like it. Hey, listen.
That's not quite how it went.
Oh.
I guess my one point to your saying about being a good idea to be online and bring in new players, I'd ask, do you think it's better to try to appease a new crowd or appease the crowd you've already created with the Fallout? Because obviously Fallout already has a very strong following. It's not like it's a small indie game. And so do you think that, like, maybe this is a game that the old players, like, yeah, this isn't our game, right? It's for the new Fallout fans. But is that, like, the right decision to do?
I think in a business sense, yes.
I think they need.
I mean, did you see how well Fallout 4 sold?
So Fallout 4 sold, but how well are the other ones
I think
sell?
if the game wants to expand, it does have to adapt. That being said, we'll see how they implement it. From the way I understand it, people weren't upset at the idea of Elder Scrolls Online. They were upset at the implementation. So I think if they do it right, it might end up good. But we're actually going to take our first ever quad mid or feed caller, and you guys may be familiar with this guest. I'm going to go ahead and add him to the call here. Let's see if he picks up. In the meantime, we're gonna transition topics here to a topic that I think we're all a little more excited about, and that is Nintendo. I've been out of the Nintendo game for a while, but this year I gotta say they really stole my heart with A, the Pokemon, B, the Smash, and C, the lack of Waluigi. But without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce Bailey BK Wappa. Welcome to the stream. How you doing?
What it do, Bailey Boo?
Bailey, you are. Let's see. Can I turn you up?
You have to turn Bailey up.
Bailey, can
quiet. I'm in a noise-sensitive area.
Gotcha.
I'm very.
Give him the boot, Scott. Give him the boot. You know.
Get the boot. He's gotta go. He's gotta go.
Bailey, how close can you get to your mic right now?
About this close.
Oh.
Wow. He's a whispering Winnie, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag whispering Winnie. Hear it in the chat.
Is that gonna work or no?
We can make it.
You can right click him, Scott, to turn him up.
Yeah.
I did in the call. Okay.
All right. Yeah, we can kind of hear you now. So Bailey. Bailey, as the person who initially introduced the Pokemon trailers, we're gonna get right into it. The Pokemon trailers, to me, what are your initial thoughts on the game? Because I got to say, after watching it myself, like just in between running updates and work, I mean, you guys saw the group text. I was losing my shit.
Are you trying to tell me that while you were at work, you were watching Pokemon videos?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
That's why they pay him the big bucks, Bailey.
If anything, I think that's a testament to
dedication. Good job.
The Pokemon games and the hype themselves. I mean, honestly. But I think what's really cool about the Pokemon games is that I'm actually playing Pokemon Go right now because I want to get those really nice Pokemon for before when it even comes out. But overall, I think a remake of Red isn't the wrong path to go. I think a lot of people maybe thought they were going to do was probably go down like the route of a Diamond or a Pearl remake. But I appreciate the remake of Red or of Yellow because I never really got to play Yellow. I started with Silver and Gold, and Silver will forever be my favorite Pokemon game. But that's just because that's where I started, you know?
Right.
And I did play through Fire Red later, and I played through the remake, and, you know, it is something that they've already done, but honestly, the fans love Kanto, and they're never going to not love Kanto. It's the OG, it's something that they can go back to every single time, and the platform of the Switch is 100% the perfect route to go to redesign the Pokemon and to just really from the ground up try to start and try to do something new. So with the Pokemon reveal specifically, I'm very excited. That being said, they have confirmed that later this year we will find more details out about Generation 8. And so this isn't the only Pokemon game coming out this year. This is just the first, and this will take up the spot of their typical remake. And honestly, I'm so excited. So excited.
See, I'm gonna throw in my 2 cents here. Yes, I am super stoked for Pokemon. Thank God they're remaking, a classic. That's fantastic, especially using the technology that we have today to be able to bring to life what all of us kids growing up and everything playing these games can finally, see these Pokemon in 3D and, actually feel like they're walking around with us. That are not little pixels. I can't tell what they are anymore. But oh God, the one thing I'm so disappointed in is the moment I get into battle, what I am expecting is my Pokemon that I only play with, because we all know we have one favorite in our party and we just use and abuse him way too much. No. But I just want that one Pokemon. That's the way to do it. And if you guys are listening, you know it's true. Don't try and deny it. But anyway, that's besides the point. I don't like the fact that the moment that I get into a battle, it's Pokemon Go again. It's Pokemon Go from my couch. It's Pokemon Go from my bed. It's Pokemon. If I want to play Pokemon Go, I'll play it on my phone, or I can swipe it. Don't give me the thing that I have on my phone and make it into like a $60 game.
It's not just that though. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with that 100%. I see where you're coming from.
Like I want the battle. I want to have my Charmander use Ember.
I mean, you can still do that,
You're doing that.
But it's.
Let me say that
the main difference, like the only real connection to the Pokemon Go is how you catch the Pokemon and the fact that you could use it on your phones. Otherwise, it's
the only thing that's different.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Pokemon,
let me say
system is the same way.
Yeah. Let me say that initially when Bailey first showed me the trailer a week or so ago, it was a roller coaster of emotion. I had been when they announced that they were working on a game like this a year ago. I immediately thought, well, now I have a reason to buy a Switch. I've been off the Nintendo bandwagon pretty much since the Wii. I think everybody had a Wii, but when I first got a Wii, that was my only gaming console. Before that, I was Game Boy and browser games, i.e. RuneScape and Miniclip only.
Dude,
So-
shout out to Miniclip.
Yeah, for real. But
Stick
playing,
Wars.
but seeing this Pokemon trailer is a callback to my childhood. When I was growing up, I pretty much only had Pokemon playing. I remember back in the day, Ryder and I would sit and just go back and forth about whose party was stronger all day because you would not get to battle your friends that often. And we finally had a bus trip. And
Man, that
and we
bus trip was
finally
legendary.
had the showdown, and I believe I won because
You did. You did.
I won because
your Pidgeot destroyed my Rhydon.
So let me backtrack a little bit. Every day at lunch, we would always talk about the Pokemon battle we were going to have. Ryder's Pokemon was Rhydon, and mine was Pidgeot, and so we would always like play mind games with each other. And my third grade self would always tell Ryder,
years.
just don't use Surf on my Pidgeot. Like I don't know how I thought Ryder would believe it, but I was trying to fake him out because I was going to use Mirror Move to counter and try to one-hit his Rhydon. And so I was always just like, don't use Surf on whatever you do. I was like, Ryder, just don't do it. And I thought I was so clever. Sure enough, we get into battle, and Ryder uses Surf first move with this Rhydon. I Mirror Move it. KO his Rhydon, the strongest Pokemon.
Game over. Now, ladies and gentlemen,
And that is why you don't just level up one Pokemon.
No.
The
So-
only Pokemon you had in your party that was worth any shit?
I don't remember, but all I do remember is that I watched an episode of the old original Pokemon TV show, and it had a Rhydon surfing on the water, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And so I like the next day, I was like, "Where's that surf move? I need it." I taught it to my Rhydon, and then I went to school, told Scott all about it, and of course the clever little shit that he is just told me all that, and I was like, I got his ass. Didn't work.
So I guess
Fast
to throw
forward.
my
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, you have more to your story.
Well, I'm
That's about it.
just go reminisce on Pokemon here because I'm gonna tie it all
Oh,
together.
that's not. I'm not reminiscing on Pokemon. I'm talking about the new game.
All right. To
Finish your story.
fast forward to the modern day. I haven't played Pokemon. I think Black and White was the last playthrough I touched. I actually have played a couple of mods on my phone, like Android mods back before they all got taken down by Nintendo. But other than that, I really haven't touched Pokemon in a few years, and until Pokemon Go came out last summer, and that was fun. I think we all know where that's ended up. It has apparently gotten a lot better compared to where it was, but the hype has definitely died off for that game. And
It definitely is better than where it was a year ago.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But now, with the release of this game, this is the realization of, I think, the game we've been all imagining as kids. And when we're not playing Pokemon, we're sitting there imagining running around in a world that looks beautiful. And, we see the Pokemon around us. And on your screen here, you see that exact thing. I can't tell you how many times I just, imagined myself running in the world like Ash Ketchum as a kid. And now you're actually doing that. And it looks... Just from a graphical standpoint, it's exciting, and
So
I've got a question. What do you think of the multiplayer function?
For me, I think it's based on a park, right? You have to connect to a specific world, and then you can play with other people, or are you talking specifically to 2-player on
I'm
local machine?
talking 2-player, just sit and couch co-op Pokemon.
I don't know. See, is it going to take up a different save slot? If
Couldn't tell you.
they haven't given those specific details yet, but I'd be okay with it if it's.
It depends on how it's designed. I agree with that. I think it has the potential to be really, really cool.
If you're just a filler account that is cloned over or something, where you're just there to facilitate the actual players playing, I'm not gonna give it even a second of attention. But if you know if they implemented where I can just load in my save profile, and then
somehow, some way.
yeah, somehow, some way with my. And just hop on a couch, like go over to a friend's house, and we're just playing both on the TV, and like go through the Elite Four together. That would be badass.
That would be so cool.
I agree. I would definitely like that.
So, I'm hyped for the game. I love Pokemon. I love all things Pokemon. I think I've played every region, at least like one of the game.
I mean, you know what? I think that guy, he likes Pokemon.
Exactly.
You know, Pokemon's a good thing.
I gotta what I don't understand though is why is this game so much more hyped than any other Pokemon game? Like it's Pokemon, and I get it, and it's going to be good because it's Pokemon.
Why is it more hype than any other Pokemon game? I feel like it's the same hype that we've always had for Pokemon. It's our childhood, man. That's the thing.
I have not had any interest in a Pokemon game since.
So what's the difference? What's the difference between this game that every other Pokemon? It's on the Switch.
Switch. Honestly, it's a new generation for Nintendo. The Switch is killing it right now, and everybody wants a reason to get a Switch, right?
This is that reason.
And they finally gave it to us.
I mean, if Smash 5 wasn't a reason to get a Switch, I don't know what is.
No, and okay, so brings me to my second part. I can't be here too much longer. So if you wouldn't mind, I kind of want to run down my thoughts on the Nintendo conference overall so far. And I just want to nail like a couple games like Octopath Traveler looks so freaking good. Super Mario Party as a remake and as just a relaunch sounds wonderful. The mini games that they showcased look so cool, like so much cooler than anything they've done in recent times. And then the new Mario Tennis looks pretty cool. Like
yes, it does.
If you guys are into the Mario sports games at all, that one looks like a solid entry. And then of course Pokemon and Smash Bros. But let me tell you what I am the most excited for, gentlemen. Are you ready? Are you ready? Did you guys know that Fortnite is coming to the Switch?
No, we're done with him. All right, and with that, Bailey has been removed from the podcast. Have a great night, Bailey. Thanks for coming on.
I do need to go, so thank you guys for having me and talk
Put your cat on, dude. I want to see the cat.
The cat's not even here, dude.
Oh my god, get out.
All right, boys. I will talk to you later.
See you later.
Peace.
All right. You know, just to close out my thoughts on Pokemon, I was worried initially because when they mentioned they were getting rid of the whole wild Pokemon battling thing, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, there's no battling at all. There's no." It's just Pokemon Go all over again. Kind of the concerns Ryder was having. But I think with this trailer and the reveal that they were showing today, they addressed those concerns.
Yep. I definitely agree. I may have spoke too soon. Watching it, I think that looks great.
They added gym battles. You can ride. Okay, I'm going to try to fast forward this gameplay here for a second. But
yeah, you can ride the Pokemon, but you could do that in the other one they just made.
You can ride your freaking Onix, and I don't know if that was in a previous game.
Never been able to ride an Onix. No.
You have not been able to ride an Onix, but you could ride your Pokemon before.
Well, yeah, well, it would be like
water Pokemon, and it
would be like predefined. All right, but this implementation is pretty much just putting you in like the anime, and from
that
being
is
able
so beautiful. Oh my gosh!
From being able to ride an Onix to being able to like go and visit all your Pokemon, like Professor Oak's lab style with like the fence and everything.
They had that already in the last game.
But okay, here's one thing they didn't have in the game: the fact that the size scaling of the Pokemon to human looks fantastic.
They had that in the last game.
Can we get this kid out of here, please?
I didn't just stay facts. The last Pokemon was great. I loved it. And I'm going to love this one, too. But I don't understand why everyone's more excited for this one. I just don't know what's...
What Pokemon are you talking about? Which last one?
Whatever one I have on my DS. I don't know.
Is it Sun and Moon?
Elaborate.
Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon, that's it.
Okay, what gen did Sun and Moon cover?
It was a new gen.
That'd be
It was a
7.
new one.
It was a new gen.
So, Tad, based on what you're seeing on the screen here, what is the main difference between this release and like Sun and Moon?
It looks like a new Pokemon game. I mean, like, I don't see a big difference. I mean, how do you fuck up a Pokemon game? I mean, it looks great. I'm gonna love it.
Yeah,
I
but
just
is it
don't.
Fortnite?
It's not Fortnite, and that's why it's good.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
But
Choose
I mean,
Halo
I'm super excited for it. I am, but I've been excited for like every Pokemon. It's the wrong deck. He's got a fucking mallet, dude. Did you see that?
It's hammer time, baby. I think it's just hard for a lot of traditional players like myself. It's hard to keep up with all the new Pokemon. I think as soon as I saw Trubbish or whatever that like little trash bag Pokemon, like they're speaking for they're speaking for what they're putting out themselves. And so the throwback to the Kanto, the throwback to where it all started with Yellow, and to like bring it in to pretty much put you in the TV show style format, except a video game. I think it's just exciting, and I personally have not been this excited for a video game in forever. Maybe, I was thinking today, maybe I'll do like a video about like rediscovering Nintendo or something. I don't know. I'll have to look more into it, but I've wanted to do like essay style videos, so maybe look out for that. But just any closing thoughts on Pokemon overall? I know Sean and Rack, you guys are a little isolated on this topic.
I like Pokemon clothing, but in terms of the game, I just say I don't play it either. So, yeah.
Can't say I played a lot of the last ones, but I did remember playing Emerald and some of the older Pokemons, and Fire Red. I remember playing that, and that was actually my first one. I did really enjoy those. I guess I didn't have the same drive to play another Pokemon game. I guess I don't know. It's cool, all these new features and everything, but for me, it's just still Pokemon. You run around fighting Pokemon, and
this is the guy who's excited for Fortnite on the Switch, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know. All right, can we finally talk about Smash now?
To round out,
when do we get to skate?
Yo, we got so many more games to cover here, boys.
all right, Sean, we're gonna do Smash here quick, and then we will get to skate. Yeah, if you just wanna, we will circle back for you. But
Smash Bros is for little bitches.
All right. So let's talk about Smash Bros. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nintendo's big ticket. This is the reason a lot of people, including myself, are going to buy a Switch. So let's just get it out of the way. Everybody, gut reactions. I want to know how you feel, what you're worried about, what you're excited about, and like overall thoughts and feelings about Smash Bros. Tad,
can I
go.
take the lead? Oh.
I love it. It's awesome. I love Super Smash Bros. It's the best game ever. They've got all the characters coming back. We can get into Waluigi later because that's horseshit. But holy shit, dude! They've got Ridley, and then we've got Daisy now, and we've got the Inkling girls, and we've got like Waluigi as an assist trophy. But we've got the Squid Sisters as an assist trophy, and oh my god, it's gonna be so fucking cool. They've got all sorts of new mechanics like the perfect blocking and like dodge fatigue. I don't remember what they called it, but just like and new final smashes. It's gonna be fantastic.
I like the enthusiasm, Sean. I know you wanted to get in there. You're a big Smash fan.
Thank you. You know what? Basically, I just really am looking for big things. I've been a fan since back in '92, and.
Back-to-back blockbuster video game champion, 1992 and 1993.
Dude, Sean is a Smash Bros. Veteran. Back in the days.
Year. Yep, exactly.
Back in the days, playing in our apartment, he would pick Pikachu and he would sit on the ledge and just press B, sending out his lightning bolt around the whole map, and he would just wait. He would just wait on the corner for somebody to come and KO him.
Rybear couldn't hang even if he wanted to, so glad I never had to play him.
But, you're funny, kid.
But I'm glad to hear you're excited. Pony, I know you want to get into this. What are your...
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Finally, You know, I knew Nintendo was going to do it. I did. I'm just surprised they waited so long for it. And the thing is, guys, the amount of champions or characters, whatever you want to call them nowadays, is in here. It's fantastic. It's going to be... Honestly, this game's going to blow everything away, and I think every other console, plus PC, is just going to get shut down. Because Smash Bros. Is here, and it's here to stay, and that's that.
Everyone is here. Rack, because everyone is here, I want to know your reactions on the Smash Bros. Just in general. Are you...
It's alright.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Oh, castrate him!
Hold on.
Get him!
I've actually, to be honest, I've never played a Smash game.
What? You never played one?
You Fortnite loving son of a bitch.
You were
Get him
literally
out.
Hitler.
You are the worst thing ever. Since sliced
Sorry.
cheese.
I will say though that it does look cool. I'm not a
look
big
cool.
fan
That's all
of
he
like,
has
the
to say.
fighting type kind of games, but if Link from The Legend of Zelda is going to be in it,
No,
it's
it's
going to be
not.
a game I'm going to play.
He's been in all of them.
No, he's not going to be able to confirm.
Okay.
He's in there like 3 times. There's like 3 versions of him.
All right, my bad. Well,
Is Crash gonna be
I'm going to
in
have
the
to
game?
play it now.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, is Crash in the game?
He's actually DLC. He's gonna come with the Master Chief
Fuck's sake,
pack.
I'm out.
Okay, that would be super cool if Master Chief.
He's going to be you can unlock him through loot boxes.
Oh
You
god.
have to buy him.
I'm back, baby. I'm going for him.
Shit.
I get. So
Like,
I am excited that they're bringing back all the characters that have ever been in Smash. Like, period. I think it was annoying to hear. Like, I remember when I played Brawl, and I was like, I remember playing Melee at a friend's house, and Brawl was the first Smash Bros. Games I actually got to own because I didn't have a console before the Wii. And I was annoyed because I would go over to a friend's house, play Melee, and I get to play, like, Mewtwo. And then I was like, all right, Brawl's coming out. I can't wait to try Mewtwo, you know? He's just going to be my favorite character.
better stop.
Putting nudes on the
Do
camera?
you see it?
Yeah, I could go
Ryder,
to mine.
we can see it, but the overlay cannot.
Oh.
Yeah, so thanks for fucking it up. Alright, we got that.
Well,
No, I mean, I agree with you, Scott. The one problem I didn't like with Melee was how many clones there were. I guess I know it's not a huge deal, but it was annoying. I mean, it just felt like they made characters for the sake of making characters.
And I think the creator of Nintendo basically said creating clones is a very small commitment of resources, and so if the fans want them, and like Smash Bros is basically a fan service. Like, they make this game entirely to please the fans, and so if making a clone of a skin doesn't take up a lot of resources and it's going to make a lot of people happy, all the power to them. You know,
do it. Just do it.
I think like complaining about clones is like complaining about free food. You know, and at the end of the day, if you don't want to eat it, you can just leave it on the table. But you're not.
Well, you gotta clean it up afterwards.
Exactly.
So.
No, I mean, it was never a bad thing. I just mean, like, if I had to choose between, like, 5 clone characters or, like, 1 new unique character, I'd take the 1 unique. But, I mean, now it doesn't matter because we got them all except Waluigi anyways.
Yo, Waluigi's trash, so it doesn't even matter.
Get him out of here. I can't even. I can't.
Why do you
Let's-
want Waluigi? Why? Why?
Because
Ladies and gentlemen,
You
let's
can't even give me a
let's
reason. That's the thing.
let's dive in on
Wall.
Wall. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive in on the real shocker, the real disappointment.
the
with this
tragedy of Smash Bros.
The entire reason why this game may not succeed, even with all the hype, and that is the failure to include Nintendo's poster child, Waluigi.
He's the best. He's a living meme ever since his introduction and like the first Mario Tennis game. Like he's the best. Too bad it's Waluigi time, but it's not actually Waluigi time because he's not in the fucking game.
He's zany. He's whiny. He's the embodiment of Rack, but he is better. He is Waluigi. I gotta be honest. Like, when I wasn't thinking how, I wasn't thinking if they were going to introduce him. I was thinking how. It was be like, okay, Nintendo, they're gonna show everybody, and then they're gonna end the trailer, and then they're gonna do a similar thing like Bethesda did with Skyrim. At the last second, Waluigi breaks through the stage, and they start playing Waluigi pinball in the background, and too bad, Waluigi time. There he is.
Son of a bitch.
He's on Smash, but they did. I'm still waiting. Like, are they gonna turn on the stream without announcing it? He's gonna show up. Like, they even put him in as an assist trophy, for God's sake. Like, they know exactly what they're doing, and they're just out here to troll us at this point.
Guys, they realize he's a meme, and so they made another meme.
What?
I get what writers say. It's almost like the Half-Life meme at this
They
point.
literally
Smash
did it
players,
just to meme again.
Half-Life fans want the sequel to the game. Smash fans want Waluigi in the game, and I don't think we're gonna get that.
You know what? I have faith. They've had DLC characters in the past. It's now. It wouldn't be something new. Waluigi DLC, Nintendo wed.
I
know you're listening. Please help.
In all seriousness, though, I think it would be very easy to add him to the game. I mean, they've already got the model created from the assist trophy, so that's already in the game so much. And then the cool thing about Waluigi is he doesn't have a defined moveset. He doesn't have any skills. He's in sports games and he's in Mario Party. All he does is walk around and says it. All he does is walk around and wah, essentially. Like, they have so much room for creativity with a character like that. They could, heck, people are even saying they'd be satisfied if they gave him Luigi's moveset and just made him another clone. So to that end,
I'd be fine with that.
I think that would satisfy a lot of people. I think it'd be a missed opportunity if they didn't. They could give him an entire new moveset, and because Waluigi is an unknown entity, doesn't have his own game with his own moves, and so they could really.
You can do it. I can see the one reason they'd have maybe is if they did they didn't feel like they could do him justice or something like that. But honestly, if you're that concerned, make him a clone. But I mean, you could give him any real moveset. I don't think people would be upset. Oh my God, the blue racing stage is back. I love it. But you could give him any moveset, and just the fact that he's in the game would be enough, as a playable character.
Guys, the fact that they brought in Final Fantasy's Cloud, that is just amazing. That I'm so stoked for.
Was that in the last one? I didn't play.
Yep, it was in the Wii U 3DS version.
Was
DLC
it?
character. Yep.
Yeah.
Bayonetta was, Cloud was, and I think Ryu was the 3 DLC characters.
Whoa.
Yeah, Ryu's in this.
Whoa.
It's motherfucking Smash Bros, bro.
Whoa. Guys.
I do like how they're redesigning kind of the final Smashes. I think some of them were lackluster. I remember Fox and Falco.
Yep. Even Bowser's was pretty. Look at Bowser's new one.
Not
my
Falco,
God.
Not Falco. I know it is. Yeah, Fox and Wolf. The Landmaster, that was a pretty lame Smash. Link's Link's was okay.
Link was the best character in that game besides Pit. 2 best characters.
I agree.
And they're all
the best.
here.
Look, there's 3 links. There's 3 links.
I know. Which one am I going to kick your butt with? That's all I want to know.
There's original Link, and there's original Link, and he's got his Breath of the Wild uniform, but you can change it so it's the old Twilight Princess Link.
The OG.
And then you've got Toon Link from Wind Waker, and then you got Young Link from Ocarina of Time.
Oh.
There's 3 variations of Link, and you got Zelda
I would do
and
Twilight
Ganondorf.
Princess, or I would do Ocarina of Time version. Either one of those.
Always.
Be solid.
I mean,
what game is Shulk from, or what?
Chrono Blade.
Chrono Blade.
There's a Chrono Trigger. Sorry.
To kind of wrap up the thoughts on Smash, I'm excited for it. This, in combination with Pokemon, is enough for me to buy a Switch. And I gotta say, overall, to just wrap up on thoughts on Nintendo, I'm glad the Switch is doing well. And I'm glad, they're making quality games that are they're buying into the nostalgia factor. They're buying into the success they've already had with this console, and it's the perfect storm of games. And I'm really excited to see what these new games will bring when they finally come out this holiday season. But to transition away from Nintendo and to get into some other games, let's break down something that's a little more familiar to our boy Sean, and that is Skate 4, or the lack thereof. Sean, what are your initial thoughts on? I don't even know what the actual game they're releasing is, but
Trash.
Session.
Yeah.
But I guess overall thoughts. I mean, the gameplay looks pretty cool. I guess.
It looks a little janky so far.
Yeah, I guess.
Where's Tony Hawk?
No.
I want Tony Hawk Pro Skater on the N64.
Now, I've got the trailer up here, but then I'm not seeing too much gameplay. I guess from your perspective, what was it about Skate that like set it apart from other skateboarding games, and what do you think this one is going to be lacking here?
I think it'll lack polish because I think it's more of an indie team, or not like I don't think there's a big dev team behind it. I know they had like some backing support from fans and stuff to get it started. Skate was pretty much like the perfect blend between realism and arcade sports game, with the control change between Tony Hawk to Skate being that it just felt more realistic, having like the dual analog controls and stuff like that. I don't know. It's I think half the fan base wants it back, and then the other half is just they don't care, but they're gonna spam Skate 4 for no reason anyway.
That is interesting. I think that could almost be a point with like the Waluigi meme. Half the fan base really wants that purple motherfucker in the game, and the other half the fan base is just doing it because the rest of Twitch chat is.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the mob. It's the mob mentality, though.
Now, guys, I got a question about a game coming out here that we've been waiting for, or at least the fan base has been waiting for gosh darn, I don't even know how long. Kingdom Hearts 3. They finally announced the release date, showing that it's actually being made. What are we thinking here, boys?
I love it. I was always a big fan of the Kingdom Hearts series.
Now, what did you think of like the 2.58 drop-hearted, emo club, or the 3.9 remix of the DJ one? What about those? Like, were those any good? I only played 1 and 2, and those absolutely stole my heart.
Like, are you talking about the ones that came out like on the DS? Or
yeah, like the DS and then
Chain
the
of
Game Boy
Memories,
and,
2.5 and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
They were all right. I wasn't a big fan of them. I really enjoyed the old classic.
Yeah.
1 and 2. They were the best. I'm really excited for the new one though, and to see how it is. And
I always thought the concept
thinking
of
about it
Kingdom
brings me
Hearts
back.
was cool. I've always thought the concept, from somebody who's never played the game, the concept is cool. I mean, you're taking these iconic characters from Disney films, and you're putting them then in a more adventure style, interactive fighting kind of game. And the mesh is actually, like, just from an outside perspective, is really interesting to watch. Like, gameplay-wise, obviously it's doing well because it's been around for so long, and they're making how many games now, but...
True.
I don't know. I gotta ask you guys, as somebody who's never played the series before, are the voice lines like always so goddamn cringy? Is that part of the appeal, or is like
that was kind of the appeal? Is it appealed to like the younger crowd, so it didn't really care about the cringiness, but as getting older and like replaying them, it's fun and it's comic. It's hilarious, and that's the thing. You fall in love with these characters because of their cringiness. I mean, Donald and Goofy are just so gosh darn. Ugh.
I never viewed them as cringy. It always made them feel more real to me. Like they were characters with like, I don't want to say flaws, but they had personality.
Yeah.
Maybe cringe is real to you, Tad.
Maybe the cringe is real.
That was some of the thing. And just, I always like the message that this game always seemed to have. I mean, it's very basic. You know, you have like pure of heart, and you have like the darkness that can corrupt you and everything. And the way that they,
good guys and the bad guys.
yeah, and the way that they brought that around and made just a story of it through all these different worlds and dimensions and universes.
Yo, have you followed like the lore of Kingdom Hearts though?
No, it's way
it's fucked. I like when they after the E3 trailer, I found a video on YouTube and it was like everything you need to know going into free, and it was like an hour-long video, and I watched the whole thing. But yeah, the story is just like, it's so fucking out there that it's like, it's not even worth it. Honestly, it's just fun to be along for the ride.
It's a good ride. That's all.
It is a good ride.
You got Keyblades, they're badass. You got Heartless, which are also badass.
Just
and you have
what an iconic weapon. I mean, like
a Keyblade. I mean, that sounds just badass. My little 12-year-old self is like, oh my god, guys, I want a Keyblade.
I remember when I was younger, my dad actually built me a Keyblade, and I dressed up for 1 year. Yeah, he made one. He worked at a place in Colorado that did metal work, and so he strapped together like wood and made the actual key part and the handle, like where your hand is, metal, and he had the actual keychain. He made that and had like the Mickey Mouse, and it was cool.
A friend of mine from college has like has a Keyblade like that, much like I have an energy sword. It's just, I was a big Halo fan, dude.
It's not a game that I'll pick up, but I'm always excited when they bring back fan favorites, because I don't know, the video game community can get negative sometimes. So when people get things, I don't know, when people in general get things what they want, it's just exciting to see, because as we've seen with like other games in past years, the video game community can be really negative, and so whenever a game like this gets released and the fans get what they want, it's just exciting all around. Moving into a game that is going to be a little controversial, especially for our friend group, Battlefield 5 is something that was announced prior to E3 this weekend, but it was showcased a lot more over the weekend, and I guess this is a game we've all played at different points and at different, I guess, frequencies, but I just going down the line, what are our thoughts on this game? Where do we see the Battlefield franchise as a whole?
I think it's gonna look like a war game. It's gonna be really fucking pretty. It's gonna feel like Battlefield.
I love Battlefield 1. I was the first Battlefield I really got into was 3, and then I played a bit of 4, but I wasn't never crazy about it. But I loved Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 was great. I still play it very rarely, to be honest, but I play with my brother and Dylan here from time to time on my computer still. And so when I see it's like, all right, hey, we're doing what we did with Battlefield 1, except now it's World War II, and we've got, we heard the problems with Battlefield 1's. You wanted more guns, so we got more guns for you. And it's like, oh my god, and you wanted more customization, so we made more customization. And it's like, yeah, I don't know.
What? Someone listened to their fan base?
Yeah, who the fuck cares? The Call of Duty, the World War II claimed to be a realistic retelling of World War, historically accurate war game. Battlefield 5 never claimed that. I know there were no women in World War II. I mean, I guess I can't prove.
There was a platoon in Russia.
There was one Russian platoon that never saw combat. But I don't know. I'm a World War II fanatic. I love learning and listening and reading about it. But honestly, it's a fucking game. Have fun. I think the thing I find annoying about it is people are saying well, they only did it to appease SJWs that would be triggered if there were no women in it. But it's but those same people are just as triggered that there's a woman in it. And when they talked about it, when I was watching it live on Twitch, the Twitch chat was freaking out about it. There's a couple people in there that were saying someone slaps a woman on screen and Twitch chat becomes a bunch of historians, and it's exactly, it's a fucking game.
Everybody has Google nowadays.
If you are that upset about it, don't buy the game. Put your money where your mouth is. However, I guess no promises, but I'm like 90% sure I will pick this game up at some point.
Yeah.
I'll probably get it if I see it on sale.
And I gotta say, I'm kind of one of those historians. Like, what tilted me about the Call of Duty World War II thing is that they claimed it was historically accurate, and then they had that in there. That was what upset me, is that they, as a gaming company, claimed that it was historically accurate when they had inaccuracies in their game to begin with. I didn't care about the game. I'm actually having them in there, but I cared that the company and the producers claimed it was historically accurate, and it was not. Now, this Battlefield 5 looks awesome. I'm super excited. I remember when we were watching it, Tad, together. We were watching it live. And when that MP44 showed up on screen, they were using it. I screamed. I was like, yes!
And like they're gonna have they've got airplanes now. They have a whole new game mode that's just gonna be aerial combat, and like it's gonna be fucking awesome.
It's gonna be so cool.
They have the operations game mode, the best game mode about the new game mode, Battlefield 1 that everyone loved. They brought it back now, or they're bringing it back again to Battlefield 5. It's going to be great. I don't know what to say.
I would like to see a return back to Battlefield 4 style, but I'll just wait that one out.
It will be interesting. I think when I was still heavily entrenched in Call of Duty, back in the MW3 days, and I was dreaming of having enough money to build my own PC as a broke college student, I always looked at Battlefield as that game. Okay, it's not for me because I don't have a big PC that can run it, and it's on console. Call of Duty's better. But that was my old opinion, by the way, not something I hold currently. But when I finally got my PC, I went straight into League of Legends, and I hardly played any shooters save until the whole Battle Royale craze came out, and then PUBG became really popular. I never really got into Battlefield, and I think what scared me away is like the loot boxes, and we've gone in on that on a different episode, but it'll be interesting to see how they implement like cosmetics and unlockables in this game, because for a lot of people that's a big problem. It's an EA game, right? That's something that can ruin an otherwise perfect game just by the way you unlock things. Case in point, Battlefront 2. Yeah. But I think the scene of World War II. Cosmetics. What's up?
That would be totally different if it was just cosmetics.
Right.
Well, yeah, because I mean, the problem with Battlefront. Oh, we talked about this, but they locked like they put like you could get advantages from loot boxes. And Battlefield 1, there were like I don't remember what they're called, but they were basically loot boxes, and it was all cosmetic stuff.
Battle crates.
Battle crates, yeah, exactly. And I opened them when I unlocked them, but I never gave a shit because I didn't care what my gun looked like. And you unlocked your gun much like you did your stuff, much like you did in the old games, just by like leveling up your classes and whatnot. The problem with Battlefield 1 is because they wanted to stay true to World War I, as there really wasn't much for customization or unlocking. You really only had a handful of guns, and each gun you could really only like add a bayonet or not, and then like add a red dot sight or not, and that was about it. I mean, there was obviously more than that, but there wasn't much more than that. Mm-hmm. And that's where a lot of people had complaints. And now with this one, they've got more guns, they've got more customization. And so, I don't know how well they showcase in the trailer that's playing now, but the thing that really sold me on Battlefield 1 was just the destructible environment. I think they kind of show it like for a bit, but I always remembered, like, I don't remember what map it was on Call of Duty, but there was one map where you could like blow out a wall, and I always went and blew out that wall because you could. There's the tank I just saw. But like in Battlefield 1 where you had a tank, you could just level an entire fucking house, and that was the best feeling in the world. I remember my brother Dylan and I, we'd get in the big bombing planes, and we'd have, like, someone would be dropping the bombs, and I'd be in the turret in the back. I'd look down, and I'd see the bombs dropping, and then there would just be, like, a barn, and we'd just destroy the barn, and anyone, like, kill 3 people inside of it. And holy shit, did that feel good. Like, I I'm excited for this game. EA is the company that could fuck it up, but fingers crossed they don't.
They're gonna make it work.
They do. They definitely do.
Hey, what? Hold on.
No more. They need more content than they had in Battlefield 1. There needs to be more gun. There needs to be more progression.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
probably more maps to start off with too. They didn't have a wide selection of maps to begin with.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think for me, the big disappointment with Call of Duty World War II wasn't actually the gameplay. I thought it was a fun game. For me, any World War II or like historical war video game has not captured the same theme and that eerie feeling that World at War gave. I think I watched a great video on why World at War was so damn good, and I think it really touched on that game. Just like it made you feel. It didn't try to be pretty. It didn't try to paint different people or from different like roles as heroes. It told a story, and it wasn't pretty. It wasn't polished. It was just war, and it didn't glorify things. It didn't glorify things. It just told an accurate reenactment of the way things were, and it really made you appreciate not to get cheesy here, but appreciate the sacrifice that went on back then. It told you a story, like it gave you a history lesson, while at the same time being a kick-ass game, and that's something I haven't gotten out of Battlefield 1. That's something I didn't get out of Call of Duty World War II, and really any game since World at War. I hope that Battlefield can kind of give that feel, not just in single player, but in multiplayer, that you're running around in a 1940s battlefield. without
He said it.
Dude, they got me. They sucked me in. The son of a bitch. I'm done. Pony, take the wheel. I can't.
I'm on it. I'll take it here. All right, grab the wheel. Stick shifter. We're putting it in reverse. We're backing up here all the way back to arcade days. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be talking about a game here that I don't know if any of you guys have played, but it is an oldie but a goodie, and I'm talking about Battletoads, one of the hardest fucking games.
Rip GameStop employees.
Oh my god. Yeah. One of the hardest fucking games I think I've ever played. It's just rage-inducing fun. Badass, jacked, juicy, and tan toads. Kicking ass and taking names. That's all the game is. And it is just, I'm so hyped that they're making a new game.
We will see. The only thing I know about Battletoads is Donkey mentioned it in one of his videos for like 5 seconds.
There's a link to it, Scott.
Yeah, I've got it up on the screen now. But
okay, perfect.
I watched most of this footage uniquely. It'll be interesting to see. But I think a game that's a similar genre, I guess, that I actually did grab my head is the Cuphead DLC, and I thought that you normally don't see DLC advertised. DLC advertised at E3 and stuff like this, but I think I gotta say, as somebody who didn't play Cuphead initially when it came out, I've gotten a deep appreciation for the game as I'm starting to learn animation and just discover more what's going on in the whole field of drawing things and making things move like they do in the game. What I didn't realize is they hand drew every single frame and every single scene in this game that you see, and the amount of work and just art, it's surely from an art perspective that goes into a game like this is just insane to me. And to not gameplay aside, I'm definitely going to be picking up this version of the DLC just because I feel like I missed out on experiencing the game initially, just because I thought it wasn't something for me based on the gameplay. But surely from an art perspective, I'm excited for this.
Yo, but what about the girl character, Scott?
I think she'll be a fancy cup. So,
no, I loved Cuphead. I played the shit out of that. I guess I didn't play the shit out of it, but I beat it. It was fucking hard, but I did it. I won. I beat the Cuphead, and I'm gonna beat the DLC too.
I still have yet to beat the game because I just rage way too hard and I can't keep my cool. That's what I enjoy about the game is the rage inducing. Now, what I always like to blow off some steam after I rage really hard at Cuphead is some good old-fashioned Doom And that's right, ladies and gentlemen. They're
Yes.
making a new Doom Eternal. And you know what? All I'm expecting is you're a badass that goes around and just beats the shit out of things. That's all I'm expecting.
It could just be overpriced DLC for the re-release of Doom, and I'd be happy because
I'd be so happy.
It was. There's just something about. I mean, that game was just. I mean, holy shit! I wanted to just go kill demons after playing that. That was a game
righteous.
That game. You're talking about games that make you think, man, I cannot wait to go off work and play that game. That was Doom for me, because I remember playing the old ones. My uncle had them, and I played them at his house. And I don't remember how old I was, but it was like, oh my, the appeal was like, holy shit, this is gory. I shouldn't be playing this. And then
that was the fun.
Yeah, to see this now again too, it's like I just wish I had a child I could give this game to, and I'd give them that same feeling, like, holy shit, this is awesome. I shouldn't be playing this. It's like you should, because it's great. The glory kills where you just like,
oh my god, I know, right? With the shotgun?
Oh my god, it was fan-fucking-tastic.
It's one of those games where you can just pick up any day and just feel good.
Yeah. You know? Oh, it was such a good stress reliever.
It is. If you guys are out there having a real bad day, just go to GameStop, spend $10 on the Doom remake, and just go kill some fucking demons and just glory kill them, hit them with the shotgun, chainsaw their face off, whatever your fancy is. Just go ahead and do it, because that game is fantastic.
So did you ever play Quake Rider?
I did not, no.
That's the COD 4 engine. Was based on Quake. Just throw that in there.
Bounces.
But the Quake release, I'm excited for. I'm not nearly as excited as I am.
Are they making a new Quake?
They are Quake Champions, I believe.
Yeah.
And because Quake was like the original esport, and they're I
remember seeing something about that.
They want to we want to do it justice. We want to get back in the esports scene. I don't think they will, but it would be cool I hope they do, because that would still be cool. I mean, it was like the original arena shooter, and I think it's called like Quake Champions or something.
Yeah.
But
that'll be good.
We'll
what
see.
About do you guys did we ever talk about the new Gears of War yet, or was that before the podcast?
We touched on Microsoft. I don't think we got into Gears though.
I didn't get into Gears.
Yeah, I guess that's something I feel like I'm not the best person to go over all these games, because I'm somebody who finds one thing I like, and I pretty much
play the hell out of it.
I play the hell out of it.
Yep, that is definitely you.
Yeah.
But
so, guys, for any of you that don't really know what the new Gears is going to be about here, for Gears of War 4, it took more the perspective of Marcus's son, and you're pretty much just this ragtag, rebellious little shithead that has no respect for authority. But he comes around, and you start to like him toward the end here. But his pretty much girlfriend, Kate, is going to be the main antagonist of this game here. She's going to be the one that you're playing as, and I guess
protagonist. Antagonist is the bad guy.
You know exactly what I meant. You know what? It's 11 p.m. Leave me alone. Just you know what? I'm off my roll.
I can't have you.
She's the main character of this anime.
The crying girl on the ground here, Sad Sabi Sally, is the one you're gonna be playing as. So there's the spoiler. Enjoy Sad Sabi Sally.
We will see. It is interesting. I like that they're doing other stuff. Like they're expanding on. I think Microsoft has done a good job, like taking their franchises and making a lot of different spins, not just doing the same style of game. Where they just release a title. I don't know if we'll see how the mobile game turns out. I mean, I think that's just kind of the way the future mobile games are. I mean, you heard in the Bethesda conference like that. Their Fallout Shelter game or whatever they have on the mobile phone got more downloads than all their other Fallout games combined sold. So as much as we might not like it as hardcore gamers, mobile games do have a future, but it is interesting to see them expanding on the franchise. And I've always loved Gears for the story, but I haven't really gotten into the games because, like I said, I'm like a one-game pony normally when I play things.
Damn.
True.
No, I mean, I guess to give my 2 cents, I'm interested, but Gears 1, 2, and 3 will always be like the original trilogy in my heart. And so, I mean, it's not that Gears 4 was bad, it just didn't impress me like the first 3 did. I'd never call Gears 4 a bad game, but it just, like I said, it just wasn't, it wasn't the same.
Trying to add on to what the glory was already made.
And so with the newest Gears, it's like, I'm interested, I'll check it out, but
see, here's the one thing that I know the internet's just gonna fucking roast me for what I'm about to say here, but with 2018 and 2017 being the way that it was everything has to have a lead female character in everything. Media, you're fucking overdoing it. You're killing it. You are jamming it down everyone's throats. It's not a bad thing, but the fact that you're fucking using and abusing it is just driving me crazy. Just let me play a video game without trying to shove your fucking, beliefs down my throat, or let me watch a movie without, oh my god, has to be the female character, don't need men, this and that. Like, okay, I never said that. You just don't gotta say it 95 times throughout the movie you cry and pretend that happiness and love is gonna help everything.
Make your characters interesting. If the only interesting thing about your character is that she's a girl, that's the problem.
Yeah,
and I think I don't want to dive into this too deep because we're going on an hour 20 here. But
oh boy.
But to kind of wrap that point up,
we have one more thing that I want to talk about, but it will be short.
It will be. I think like female leads or whatever you want to. If you're trying to send a message in your movie or your game, whatever, that's fine. Just don't take away from the story or the game play, like, or whatever you're trying to accomplish. Show that whatever role you're trying to elevate and make the hero. Don't show that they're cool because they are a non-traditional role. Show us that they're awesome because they're awesome. Like, and just make it so they happen to be that whatever role you're trying to portray them as. Like, it's not like we all hate women or we hate people of other races. It's we like cool people, and if you display cool people, we won't care what gender they are.
Cool and fun, we will care about them. If they're boring, lame, and just cringeworthy,
yeah.
It's going to end up on the discount shelf at GameStop. I'm sorry. That's where your game's heading.
Yeah. Make cool characters.
Make characters cool again. 2018. Let's go.
But it's time to wrap this thing up. But I would be remiss if I didn't give the people one last opportunity to relish in one last giant announcement, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, Knack 3, baby. Let's go.
Son of a bitch. No.
On screen here, you will see, obviously, a trailer for a game that I know Tad and Dylan are absolutely ecstatic for.
Yes.
A game
baby.
that the entire gaming community is losing their minds over and taking home the whole trailer. We could have spent a whole podcast on
talking about this. We could.
Todd the God,
Todd the God, baby, you delivered. You delivered.
I love how they
there
put all
it is.
this up. It's like everybody's wondering, where's it at? Where's it at? And they waited till the last minute.
Oh my! I was so sad.
After that.
Like, oh yeah, by the way, we got a little trailer here to show you.
Just
standing ovation right there.
You don't understand. I went to the midnight release for Skyrim back in 2011, and I did what we called a Skyrim victory lap in the parking lot, and we got pulled over because we were driving circles in the parking lot in the goddamn GameStop parking lot. I mean, this Skyrim is a game I would make my children play. it is like, in my opinion, it is the pinnacle of gaming. Come on. It is so fucking good. I have got like
4?
Except COD 4.
And COD 4 is in a close second. But like I had like over 800 hours on my Xbox. I got
100 days.
I got like 100 hours on on Steam. I have like 150 hours of the special edition on Steam. I am just like
numbers.
I have played so much Skyrim.
Yeah, we would have liked to see over 200, but we'll make
true. I mean,
they do an absolutely fantastic job of keeping like with the lore of how Cyrodiil, everything, the lore of the people.
Tamriel,
everybody, like the way that the Nords were, like, oh my god. The books, even how they've written out the stories and the history in the books in game that you can look and read at. And then if you played Oblivion, I think sets time 200 years after Skyrim, and yet they have like it's oh my god, I can't even think straight. I'm just like, I'm thinking about too much. I'm getting excited.
Was that good, huh?
Uh-huh.
I might have to check it out.
It's, oh my god. There's Harry Partridge did a Skyrim animation way back in the day, and like I could quote the whole thing, but I'm not going to. But like it sums up my feelings exactly about how I felt about Skyrim, and it's no different for this one. It's just like Bethesda, The Elder Scrolls 6. When give it to me, I want it.
Yep.
Again, we talked about like the games where you just can't wait to go home and play. I'm already got planned. I'm going to start banking sick days this work year, so I can just take a week off and play nothing but the Elder Scrolls 6.
Agreed.
I'm doing that too for Skate 4 when that comes out. I'm going to make Skate the movie too, actually, so just a heads up for all the viewers.
Perfect, dude. Yo,
I don't know if you guys have seen the first movie, but
what can we expect an uprising montage for Skate 4?
No, that's Skate the movie too, dummy.
Is it Skate 2 the movie or Skate the movie 2?
I said 2.
Skate 2 the movie?
Skating to the movies.
To the movies. All right.
I like it, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll have the documentary up next week.
All right. We are burning that midnight oil. I think this is by far the longest podcast we have done, but we had a lot of stuff to cover. I hope you guys all enjoyed the ride. I'm going to give everyone one last chance to say a hoorah. Make it quick, though, because I do need to go to bed.
December 7th, Smash 5. Get hype.
Skyrim 6.
2007, COD 4 release.
I'm just going to put our sponsors in there real quick so we can get paid. Just Been Hot, Royder Rice, and Quad Feed. So follow it all, like,
we sponsor ourselves, ladies and gentlemen.
The Daily Pony. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Guys, check out our friend, Powerful Pony, twitch.tv/PowerfulPony. Shameless plug for our boy. He's doing well. He hit 50 followers finally. He's a Twitch affiliate, and twitch.tv/skresist, or is it S Klein?
No, it's Klein now.
S Klein. Hit him up. And any twitch.tv/Matt to the Jack. If you're watching this live, you're probably one of two, so good for you. But everybody, thanks for tuning in. This has been Mad Jack. And I think it's only fitting that we close with everybody on 3. Give me your best Waluigi. 1, 2, 3.
That's the most cringiest thing I've ever done. Jesus Christ.
Not as cringy as leaving Waluigi as a fucking assist trophy!